First off, really good weather. Thought the energy was really good. Thought we're coaching these guys hard, and we're continuing to get better. That's the biggest thing is we got to continue to get better. But saw some good things on both sides today.
You know, now that you got a full week of kind of evaluation of this team, just what are your overall thoughts about how this team looks compared to first week, even though you had that?
Yeah, I think you can just kind of tell it's year two in a lot of areas, especially on offense. We're even though we got new quarterbacks and all that. I mean, we haven't missed a beat. I mean, those guys are really good. All three of those quarterbacks are really talented and really good, and that's been good to see. Got some receivers making plays down the field. That's a point of emphasis for us, and I think we're protecting well, running the ball well. On defense, we're flying around. We got a lot of athleticism and length, and doing some good things on defense as well. It's always hard because you're not tackling, right now. So you never know exactly, truly, if it was a sack, it was this, or was that. So, but we're seeing some really good things from the defense. I think the guys are flying around, and we're getting good at something. That's been the point of emphasis on defense. Like, just very similar to how our mindset is on offense is, hey, these are going to be our calls that we're going to get really good at. We're going to master these calls and continue to get better and know it like the back of our hand. And I thought we've done a good job with that. And we're playing a lot of kids on both sides of the ball. The tempo's been good, getting the calls in and getting lined up. So been very pleased with where we're at. We just got to continue to every day get better.
With this offense, with a lot of these players, with it being their second year, is it more just fine tuning now instead of compared to last year where they're learning an entire new playbook?
I think just this day and age in college football and new faces and all that, like every year and every offseason is going to be different and new faces. So we've really started from the beginning and that's that's what we're going to do anyways. Whether we had new faces or not. So or the same guys. So I thought we've handled that well, and I don't think we could play a game yet because of special teams, but offensively and defensively, feel pretty good about where we're at.
Looking at the quarterbacks, I know you talked about a little bit about Jordan McLeod, but we got P.J. Hatter and Brad Jackson. Just how have all three quarterbacks kind of developed during this week?
Yeah. I'll start with PJ. He's been here the longest out of those guys, and obviously PJ is super talented. You saw that in high school. He's a dynamic runner. I think this year on scout team he really opened some eyes and on kind of what he's capable of, and he's got a strong arm. He can make the wild plays. He can do everything that we need him to do to go out there and win ball games. So been very pleased with him, kind of where he's at. Brad, for a guy that should be in like pre-algebra right now and like getting ready and for the prom here in a couple of weeks, the guy is unbelievable. He operates like a senior. He's got a big time arm. He can run. Both of those guys are really, really talented. And that's why you got to recruit Texas high school kids and develop them and get them here, because when you get guys like Brad and PJ, it's a game changer. And they're just our guys. They've only been with us. They've only been to Texas State. They haven't been to this school. They've just been to Texas State, and you can see the development, and you can see every day just them continuing to get better. And both of those guys are big-time players, and really excited to have both of those guys. And then McLeod, very similar to Brad for a guy that's just now getting here, being able to operate at a really high level. I think the thing that stands out to me the most about him is his touch. He really is. He's like a point guard, man. He just like gets the ball out on time. He knows exactly where to go with the ball. I mean, he's made some wild throws already. This short amount of time we've been together, he's made some throws that are just unbelievable. Receivers don't break stride, and a lot of catch and run opportunities with him. That's one thing that's really stood out to me is I think because he does throw such a catchable ball and he's accurate. A a lot of ability to catch and run, where the receiver's not having to do this,
Yeah.
do that. He's able to hit it in stride and go. I would say the deep ball is his strength. The intermediate ball we're still working on. Just because the tempo and the wide splits, the RPO throws, the short, quick game stuff, I think he's got to continue to get better there. But as far as being a veteran and a pro and knowing where to go with the football and checking the ball down, and man, he's the player of the year, I guess, in the conference for a reason. I mean, the dude is pretty unbelievable.
How's Tory Spears coming along after the injury?
Yeah, he's still progressing every day. He's not practicing right now, but he's out there. He's warming up. He's in the meetings. He's getting ready. So feel pretty confident this summer he's going to be fully cleared and ready to go. And so he's been with Coach Youth getting his body right. And obviously really excited about Tory. Losing him last year was probably a bigger loss than we even knew going into it. Obviously, we still had we had Sean and Culp that can really play, but Tory is a really talented player and a leader and all that. So it'll be really good to get him back.
And how's the new defensive coordinator? I forgot his name. What has he installed that Texas State really needed for this defense?
Yeah, I think very similar defense than what we've run previously. Obviously, anytime you have a new guy in charge over there, there's going to be some tweaks. But I think he's going to bring a disciplined mindset. Those guys are going to play extremely hard, and so I'm excited with what Dex is doing over there, and the guys are flying around, and we've had a couple of really good practices. We got to continue just to get better each and every day and work with each other, and because it's not a game, So there's times on defense it's hard. I mean, it's a violent sport, and when you're telling those guys they can't tackle and they got to tag off, and you're doing all that, it's hard for those guys. It really is. But that's the discipline aspect of it, and we're learning how to practice like pros and staying off the ground, and so they're doing a good job with that so far.
And you said earlier special teams isn't ready. You guys don't have a kicker yet, or something?
No. It's just in spring, we're doing more fundamental drills, not necessarily so much scheme when it comes to special teams, and but we could do certain areas of special teams, but just so many practices in, all 4 units, we couldn't play a game as far as that goes yet.
Thank you.
Yep.
Looking at this wide receiver room, one of the younger freshmen, Kylan Evans, heard a lot of great things him coming out of high school. Just how has he progressed, especially with him kind of similar situation as Brad Jackson, but also how these wide receivers are kind of progressing, especially after this first week?
Yeah, good question. Kylan Evans is a stud. It means something to him. He's long. Once again, another Texas high school kid, a developmental kid that has the length that you want, has the speed that you want. Just means something to him. He's very intelligent. He's been a really bright spot for us on offense. He's another guy that every day gets better. Him and Brad are roommates, and you can tell they care about football a lot. It means something to him, and I don't know if Kylan has I don't think he's had a bust since he's been here. He knows exactly what to do. He plays fast. He learns really well. He's got great hands, very smooth. You always want to. The freshman, you'd always like to redshirt him, but we'll see how it progresses. But Kylan can play, man. So I've been really excited with him. Really, all those receivers have played really well. Guy like Langston Anderson and Jaden Williams is another guy that we brought over that people might not know about. Obviously, we got Joey and Chris Don and Bo Sparks and all those guys. We got some talented receivers as well, and they're doing a good job of making plays, and Coach Morris has done a great job coaching those guys up.
Is there a person in that wide receiver room that could really emerge that we may not know about?
We'll see. We got a lot of guys battling right now for some spots and kind of see what happens. Obviously, a guy like Cole Wilson that didn't even mention him. Guy had kickoff return for a touchdown, almost 1,000 yards receiving. So he's another guy that's really talented, and so I'll probably know more after spring ball.
flipping over to the defense, we're talking to Coach Dex. How's he, now that he's had a first spring practice under his belt, just how's he been adjusting to his new position?
Yeah, I think he's done really well, and those kids are bought in and playing hard, and I think we've looked really good so far. We just got to continue, like I said, to get better, and I think we'll do that.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Any walk-ons that has been showing any promising growth for walk-ons that
Yeah, I
that
think
kinda have a chance?
a guy like Nathan Huerta, defensive tackle that was a tryout guy. He just came right out and came to the open tryout last year, signed him. I guess not signed him, whatever. Put him on the team, and had a great first year. And he's flashed a little bit in the spring. Dylan Rhodes on offense, a receiver from McKinney. I went and recruited him myself, and a baseball player, probably 6'2", 210 pounds, and another one of those outside guys with some length that's been making some plays. And so I'm sure there's a couple more. Obviously got, I don't want to leave some of these guys out, Cannon Webb, Isaac Norris, two guys.
That's a good handful of walk-ons.
Yeah. My guy Zay, local guy that's really can play. We're getting a lot of those guys are getting opportunities and getting some reps and making the most of it. So really excited. I think we got a quality walk-on groups, and those guys can play.